nice and loud, and slow, and clearly. Okay? Just like you did this for practice. Ready?
Every who down and whoville like Christmas a lot. But the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's. Staring down from his cave with a sad, grinchy frown at the worn lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down and Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging the stockings. He snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his big fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. But tomorrow he knew all the little girls and boys would wake very early to rush for their toys. And then, oh the noise, noise. That's one thing he hated. Noise. Then the Who's young and old would sit down to a feast. And they would feast. And they'd feast. And they'd feast. And they'd feast on who put it and where who will feast. The Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then the Grinch Then they do something like least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand. And the Who's would start singing. They'd sing. And they'd sing. And they'd sing. Sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this new Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how? I got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat. So he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great pretty trick. With this hat and this coat, I just look like St. Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer scarce there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No. The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Matt. And he took some red thread and he tied a horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some eggs on empty sack on a red chocolate sleigh and hitched up on Max. Then the Grinch said, giddy up. And the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a hero. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as a needle, Mr. Grinch.
You're a
That banana with the greasy black peel. You're a bachelor, Mr. Grinch.
Your heart's an
Empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You have garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch.
I wouldn't touch you with a between the two of you, I take the seasick crocodile. You're about one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, nasty skunk. You're haunted death, brainwashed off your soul's full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote: stink, stink, stunk. You're a rock, Mr. Grinch. You're the king of sinful sauce. Your heart's a dead tomato sauce from holy purple thoughts, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is an appalling dump heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable, imaginable, mangled up and tangled up knots. You hate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nauseous super knots. You're a crooked, dirty jockey, and you got a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. You're a three-decker sauerkraut toast sandwich with arsenic sauce.
All their windows were dark and white snow filled the air. All the without air. When he came to the first little house on the square, this is stop number one. The old Grinchy caused his. He climbed to the foot empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney in rather tight pitch. The faster could do it, so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a minute or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace with all who's stocking down in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. They stare and snuff, but smile most unpleasant. Around the whole room when he took every present, hot guns, bicycles,
Manny.
roller skates, and drums, checkerboards, tricycles,
Popcorn.
and plums. And stuff on the side. And they could stuff all the bags one by one up in the days. They slung to the ice box. He took the whose face. He took the who pudding. He took the roast beef. He cleaned out the ice box as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinchy then took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up their chimney with glee. And now, Grin the Grinch will stuff up the tree. So the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove. When he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove, he ran fast and he saw a small who. And why it was Cindy-Lou Who was it more than two? The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who-Doddle that got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking a Christmas tree? Why? But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie. He thought up quick. Mom and tree is all tied. The fake Santa Claus lied. It was all right on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there and I'll bring it back here. And spit with the child. Then he had her head burned and sent her to When Cindy Lou Who went with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. And the last thing he took was a log for their fire. And he warmed up the chimney himself, the old liar. Underwater left nothing but some hooks and some wire. And one speck of food he left in the house was a crumb was even too small for his mouth. And he did the same thing to the other whose houses. Even crumbs too much small to the other whose mouses. It was called a passed on.
All who still then.
All who still snooze.
When he packed up his lead, packed it up with their presents, the ribbons,
The wrappings.
the tags, the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings, 3,000 feet up.
Up the side of Mount Crumpet.
Louder.
Up the side of Mount Crumpet. He rode with his load to the tip top to dump it. Poo-poo to the who's.
He was grinishly humming.
They're finding now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up and know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open for a minute or two. No who's down and who will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise.
Grin the Grinch.
I suddenly must hear.
So he paused and he put his hand to his ear, and he did hear sound rising over the snow.
It started in low, then it started to grow.
But this sound wasn't sad. Why this sound sounded merry?
It couldn't be so, but it was merry.
Very! He's staring down at Tuba.
The Grinch cocked his eyes.
And he shook.
What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every who out in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing
Without any presents at all. He had to stop Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow the others came just the same.
and the Grinch with the Grinch's ice feet cold in the snow.
Stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? Came without ribbons, came without tags, came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled the rails as puzzle was sore. Then the Grinch thought something had had it before.
Maybe Christmas
Perhaps.
doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more.
But what happened then?
Well, in Whoville, they say, that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And admitted his heart don't feel quite so tight. He rode with his load through the bright morning light.
And he brought back the toys. And the food for the feast.
And he himself, the Grinch, called the roast feast. I can't stand up.
也是老。